Man, congratulations to the Indiana Pacers. They advanced to the NBA Finals after winning Game 6 at home, defeating the New York Knicks. And man, hey, before we get into it, make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We're on the road to 400 subs. So make sure you hit that subscribe button for me. Support is free, so hit that subscribe button. Please, that go a long way. Hit that comment section below. Man, let's go and get right into it. Hey, before I get on the Indiana Pacers, I just want to start with the Knicks. After game 4, I said this nigga Josh Hart, you gotta work in your game this off season. And man, tonight, bro, season on the line, on the road. You gave us 4.6 rebounds, 1 for 6 from the field. You had more fouls than field goals made. You had one more point than you had fouls. Come on, dog, man. I'm sick of watching Josh Hart. Like, dog, you gotta get in the gym this summer. Work on your game. Expand your game. Get better. You was trash this whole series. It's a reason why you coming off the bench. Just trash, pathetic. Karl-Anthony Towns gave you a double-double, 22 and 14. OG gave you 24. Like I said, OG, Cat, and Jalen Brunson was the 3 consistent New York Knicks players that I can trust and rely on game in and game out. Now, Jalen Brunson only had 19 points, but the thing is, this nigga's every bit of 5'10". You expect this nigga, the Indiana Pacers, they throwing the kitchen sink at this man. You expecting him to go and get you 30 every time? No, son, like, that's not how basketball work. You gotta be for real now. At some point in time, that's gonna wear down on you. You steady seeing Nembhard. You steady seeing Nesmith. These aggressive defenders, these scrappy defenders who throwing multiple bodies on you. They're gonna wear you down over a course of a series when you playing these heavy minutes and you carrying this type of heavy load on offensive end because you got guys like Josh Hart don't want to give you nothing. You supposed to be our Villanova boy. You ain't give us, man. I ain't gonna spend too much longer on the New York Knicks because these niggas is pathetic. They trash. Frauds. Niggas really thought y'all was gonna come back from 3-1. No, just go ahead home. Mikal work on your game. Josh Hart work on your game. Everybody on the New York Knicks roster, you expendable. Including Tom Thibodeau. Jalen Brunson, Karl-Anthony Towns, OG. The 3 niggas that I'm keeping on this roster for the long haul. We gave away 5 first-round picks and Dante DiVincenzo, who was our second best player last playoff run for Mikal, for him to give us absolutely the bare minimum. Man gave us 20 points yet in this series. But no, that's all I need to say about the Knicks, because it's not about them. It's about the Indiana Pacers advancing to the NBA Finals. And, bro, I ain't gonna lie. Bro, y'all funny as a mug. Like, y'all already coming up with the Drewski memes with Tyrese Halliburton. Like, Tyrese Halliburton, I ain't gonna lie, low-key, that mug, he did feel some type of way not winning it. You seen it. This nigga over here posing, taking pictures when they called out the Eastern Conference MVP, thinking he was really finna win. He was finna walk up to the podium for him to say, Pascal Siakam. My man was salty. I seen it in his face. It's okay to be salty about that because you had a good series. You played well. You averaged a double-double throughout this whole series. 22 and 10, 5 rebounds. You know, you hit big-time shots throughout this series. But I ain't gonna lie, we ain't finna act like Pascal not deserving of it. Because let me read y'all some of these stats. Let me read y'all these stats for Pascal. Pascal in the Eastern Conference Finals was 25 points per game, 5 rebounds, 3.5 assists. Shot 53% from the field. Shot 50% from the 3-point line. Tyrese Halliburton was 21 points per game, 10.5 assists, 6 rebounds. Shot 45% from the field. Shot 33% from the 3-point line. So we just out here acting like Pascal wasn't deserving, man, you lying. Because he was, I ain't gonna lie, he was really consistent throughout this whole series. You know, he gave you a 39-point game. In game 5, he gave you 30. Another game, he gave you 30. This game, he showed up. I think he was the leading scorer tonight. He gave you 31 tonight. Tyrese Halliburton gave you 21 and 13. But still, man, you know, I really feel like you want no right or wrong answer, right or wrong choice if you choose between Tyrese or Pascal. I don't think they really matter long as they got to the NBA Finals. And ultimately they trying to win 4 more games to bring home their first NBA championship in decades. And stuff like that. So, but it was just funny to see those type of memes with Tyrese Halliburton in the Drewski thing, because that definitely was accurate. He was definitely feeling some type of way. But Pascal was. Nonetheless, he definitely would deserve another award. He played, his butt out. He played his heart out. So he was well deserving. You can't lie. He gave you what? Out of 6 games, he gave you three or 4 out of 6 games. He gave you 30 plus points. Big time shots, big time makes. Rebounding at a high percentage, shooting the ball from efficiently clip from the 3 ball and from the field. So. Pascal, just to say he ain't deserving it should have been Tyrese Halliburton. I think you just doing a disservice in what you seen and what you watched from Pascal this series. And I don't want to take nothing away from neither one of those guys, because they was, like I said, they was obviously deserving of the award. But it only go to one person, kind of like the Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum last year. Couldn't go wrong with either one. Obviously, you want to give it to Jason Tatum because he was the best player. You want to give it to Tyrese Halliburton because he's the best player. But the thing is the Eastern Conference Finals award. And Pascal, even though he didn't, I just feel like Pascal had the better series. He was the more consistent player throughout this series. Tyrese Halliburton was a little bit up and down. Last game he only had 7 shot attempts, gave you under double digits. Obviously, he gave you, a 20-point triple-double in the first half. He hit you the big-time shot to take you into overtime in game 1. But thing is, throughout the whole course of this series, Pascal been an even kill. He been the same thing. You can know where to find him. He wasn't hard to find in no game in this series. So, well deserving of them. But just the team, like I said, I had them winning this series anyway because I just felt like they was the deeper team. The Pacers, they're a team that like to play fast, get out in transition. They got multiple guys like a Pascal, like a Tyrese, like a Nembhard, like a Miles Turner, like a Nesmith, like a TJ McConnell, like a Obi Toppin, like a Benedict Mathurin. They just showed you throughout these course of the playoffs, they can go 10 deep, and whoever come in, they very capable of being the lead scorer any given night. So that's what makes them dangerous and on their own. I just want to congratulate them. I just want to make this video really short and simple because I really, because next video I make is going to be a NBA Finals preview between the Pacers and the Thunder. That's where I'm going to get way more in depth. But, I just want to, just give my shout out to all my Pacers fans who stayed down, all the Tyrese Halliburton fans out there. You just, congratulate them and things like that. Because I really don't have too much to say about the ball game. How I felt. I feel like the Pacers, they played their style of basketball. What they didn't do in Game 5. They played fast. They got on transition, created turnovers, getting the ball out the net on miss or make shots. Pushing the ball, pushing the pace. Getting the ball down the floor before the New York Knicks defense can be able to set up. And, you let your guys like Pascal, do what he do. You let your guys like Tyrese Halliburton do what he do. Give you a double-double. And everybody else chipping in. Like I said, you got guys like Nembhard and Nesmith, who is highly capable of, being the lead scorer as well on this Indiana Pacers team. And that's what make them dangerous because they all can make tough shots. They all defend. They all on one string. They all on one accord. They got 10 deep. They confident. Rick Carlisle play, believe in all his guys. They physical on the defensive side of the ball. On the offensive side of the ball, they can shoot the 3. They can collapse the defense and, get 2 feet in the paint. They can expose mismatches, create disadvantages. They can play multiple different ways, but, the Pacers, they were just a better team in this series, and it showed. That's really all I got, man. Just congratulations to the Pacers fans. And really just the whole highlight, man. It was just funny just to see that nigga Tyrese Halliburton low-key salty about it. But, the long haul, just know he happy that he won. He finally got over the hump. I know they weren't satisfied on how they went out last year in the Eastern Conference Finals. They came back, with a redemption, with revenge on their mind. Now they in the NBA Finals, 4 wins away from bringing home a championship. And like I said, man, the Pacers bring home a championship. They win the next series against the OKC Thunder. We're gonna have real talks about Tyrese Halliburton, man. We got to. Because of the type of run that he's having right now. He's having a remarkable run. And if he capitalize this in the NBA Finals and with his type of performance that he's been putting up throughout these playoffs against a team like the OKC Thunder, it's gonna get real uncomfortable for niggas. For real, when it comes to these best point guards in the NBA, in the league today, it's gonna get real uncomfortable. But hey, I'm gonna see y'all tomorrow with an NBA Finals preview. So make sure you hit that subscribe button so I can tune in to that. Make sure you hit that like button, because that's gonna go a long way as well. And I'm gonna see y'all next time. And let me know who y'all got in these NBA Finals. Y'all got the Pacers, y'all got the Thunder. Thunder fans, get in the chat. Pacers fans, I need to see y'all in the comment section below. And I'm gonna see y'all next time.